Hello everyone, welcome to the class and good morning all of you. Today we are discuss about the Hindu newspaper on 24th January 2025. Now our first topic is poverty. Okay, poverty being estimated in India. So now last month the government released a fact sheet on the January 2023-24 household consumption expenditure survey, okay, HCES, which recorded a decline in poverty in urban and rural areas. So over the last few years, policy maker and academic have debated the issue of incomparable data sets and the unavailability of data and the definition of an adequate consumption basket to determine a poverty line. Okay, so now what is poverty? Poverty refers to a condition in which people or communities lack the financial resources and other essentials for a minimum standards of living. And in September 2022, the World Bank set the international poverty line at USD 2.15 using 2017 prices, and it means that anyone living on less than USD 2.15 day is considered to be living in the extreme poverty. Now, poverty estimation in India. So, study by V.M. Dandekar and N. Rath, 1971, it made the first systematic assessment of poverty in India. Okay, it was based on National Sample Survey (NSS) data from 1960 to 1961, and they argued that the poverty line must be derived from the expenditure that was adequate to provide 2,250 calories per day in both rural and urban areas. Alga Committee 1979. Okay, it constructed a poverty line for rural and urban areas on the basis of nutritional requirements. Okay, and nutritional requirements and related consumption expenditure based on 1973 to 74 price level recommended were 2,400 calories for rural areas. 49.1% capita per month and 2,100 calories for urban areas, 56 rupee 0.7% capita per month. Okay, and Lakdawala Committee 1993, it made the following suggestions. Number one is consumption expenditure should be calculated based on calories consumption as earlier, and the state specific poverty lines should be constructed, and these should be updated using the consumer price index of industrial workers, any CPI IW, consumer price index of industrial workers in urban areas, and consumer price index of agriculture labor CPIAL in rural areas. Okay, remember that consumer price index of industrial workers in urban areas and consumer price index of agriculture labor in rural areas. Okay, so Tendulkar Committee 2005, it was set up by the Planning Commission to reason the methods of estimating poverty and submitted its report in December 2019. Okay, and according to the report, the rural poverty head count ratio for 2004 to 5 was at 41.8%, urban at 25.7%. Okay, and the pan India poverty rate stood at 37.2%. Okay, now Ranga Rajan Committee 2012, It was chaired by former Reserve Bank of India Governor C. Rangarajan, Chairman Rangarajan, to review the country's poverty measurement methodology, and it defined poverty as living on less than rupees 47% day. So 47 per day in urban areas. Okay, 47 per day in urban area, and 32% day in 32 per day in rural areas. It estimated the poverty levels were 19% higher in rural areas and 41% higher in urban areas compared to Tendulkar Committee estimates. Okay, outdated data. India's poverty line estimated based on the Tendulkar Committee 2005 in 2 decades old. Estimating poverty in the basis of this data is a futile exercise, and this grossly and underestimated poverty. Okay, and inconsistent with global data. The World Bank's 2022 report says India saw an increase of 56 million poor people. Okay, an increase of 56 million people, poor peoples in 2020 at USD 2.15. Okay, due to the pandemic. Few research institutes March 2021 report said the number of Indian poor increased by 75 million, and added that it middle class shrinking by 32 million. But India never acknowledged that poverty increased due to the pandemic or due to pre-pandemic economic shocks and shocks of demonetizations of 2016 and GST of 2017. Less realistic data. The poverty threshold varies from state to state according to people's social and economic condition, but the country poverty estimation is based on rural, urban and pan-India level. This data is less realistic due to inadequate customized measurement and inconsistent data collection method. Next is accuracy issues. There is a lack of comprehensive consumption and inflation data, making it impossible to get an accurate picture. And India authorities do not provide inflation data segmented by household income. And multidimensional poverty index, MDPI. Okay, multidimensional poverty index evaluate health, education, standard of living across 12 indicators. It relies more than survey based data rather than actual consumption metrics. Institutional issues. India's statistical system, which was applied globally in early 1950, had been criticized by people outside as well as inside the government system in recent time. And the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation has failed to provide empirical data and struggled to effectively communicate its actions to the relevant stakeholders. For examples, the findings of the Consumption Expenditure Survey 2017 to 18 were so abysmal that they were withdrawn by the government. Okay, now government initiatives to alleviate poverty. First is Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi. Okay, PMSV Nidhi. एंड प्रधानमंत्री श्रम योगी मनधन यानी ये जो योजनाएं चलाई थी PMSYM एंड नेशनल न्यूट्रिशन मिशन NNM, प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण योजना PMJKY एंड प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षा बीमा योजना. ओके, एंड नाउ स्टेटस ऑफ इनइक्वालिटी इन इंडिया. क्या व्हाट इज स्टेटस ऑफ इनइक्वालिटी इन इंडिया? In the economy, inequality is the unequal distribution of income and poverty between different groups in society. And income inequality refer to the extent to which income to evenly distributed within a population. And inequality estimation in India. Way to measure inequality. The Gini coefficient. आगे हम गिनी कोफिशिएंट देखेंगे क्या होता है. ओके ना गिनी कोफिशिएंट, गिनी index or Gini ratio, okay, is a measure of income inequality, wealth inequality or consumption inequality within a nation or a social group. Okay, a Gini index of 0 represents perfect equality, while an index of 1 implies perfect inequality. Now next is inequality in India. As per the household consumption, okay, as per the household consumption expenditure survey 2022 to 23, the value of the Gini coefficient for consumption expenditure decreased from 0.283 in 2011 to 2012 to 0.266 for rural areas, okay, and from 0.363 to 0.314 for urban areas in 2022 to 23. Is a low Gini coefficient good? Okay, so generally developed countries tend to have lower Gini coefficient, okay, lower Gini coefficient, for example below 0.30, okay, and indicating relatively lower income or wealth inequality. Gini coefficient of developing countries like India tends to be higher as economies grow and prosper, inequalities widen a bit. Now, Kuznets curve. The Kuznets curve is a graphical representation of the relationship between economic development and income inequality, and it suggests that as an economy develops from a low income agrarian society to a higher income industrial and then post industrial society, income inequality follows a specific pattern. The Kuznets curve is often depicted as an inverted U-shaped curve. See that, okay. Now, a specific pattern of income inequality: low income stage, agrarian economy. At the initial stage of economic development, when a society is primarily agrarian, income inequality tends to the relatively low. Okay, high income stage, industrialization. As the economy develops and transitions into an industrial phase, income inequality rises during this phase. High income stage, post-industrial. So in post-industrial societies, there is a more emphasis on service industries, education and technology, where income inequality is expected to decline. It's a way forward. Institutional reforms. Develop a communications strategy. Create a comprehensive communication plan to regularly update stakeholders and the public about MOSPI's activities and methodology and data. Now, relevant data. Conduct periodic reviews of data collection methods to ensure they are up to date and relevant to current needs. Emerging issues. Expand data collection to cover emerging issues such as digital economy metrics, environmental statistics, and social welfare indicators. Aligning with global practices, consultative committees. Okay, consultative committees form consultative committees with representatives from academia, industry and civil society to provide feedback and guidance on statistical methods and data dissemination. Okay, and public feedback mechanism. Implement mechanism for public feedback on MOSPI's publications and activities to ensure continuous improvement. Okay, now next इस टॉपिक से क्वेश्चन आ चुके हैं, PYQ मतलब प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पूछे गए हैं. सो क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 इज इंक्रीज इन absolute and per capita real GNP do not connote a higher level of economic development if, okay, if industrial output fails to keep pace with agriculture output, and agriculture output fails to keep pace with industrial output, okay, and the poverty and unemployment increase, import grow faster than export. Now answer number is C. Poverty and unemployment increase. Increase in absolute as per capita real GNP do not connote a higher level of economic development if poverty and unemployment increase. Okay, so answer is C. Next question is, in a given year in India, official poverty lines are higher in some states than in other because poverty rates vary from state to state, or price level vary from state to state, and gross state product यानी कि GSP varies from state to state. Now last is equality of public distribution varies from state to state. So answer is B. Okay, in a given year in India, official poverty line are higher in some states than in other because price level vary from state to state. Okay. Next question is, the multi-dimensional poverty index developed by Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative with UNDP support covers which of the following? Number 1 is deprivation of education, health, assessed and services at household level. Second is purchasing power parity at national level, and third is extent of budget deficit and GDP growth rate at national level. So select the correct answer using the code. Number 1 is A, 1 only, B, 2 and 3 only, C, 1 and 3 only, D, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so answer is A, 1 only. Deprivation of education, health, assessed and services at household level. Okay, now mains question 2015 में पूछा गया. Okay, so there have been several different estimates of poverty in India. All indicates a reduction in poverty level over time. Do you agree? And critically examine with reference to urban and rural poverty indicators. Now, our second topic is an Aadhaar card for a tree. एक ट्री के लिए आधार कार्ड. Okay, so workers install a place with QR code on Chinar tree at the Nishant Bagh on the banks of Dal Lake in Srinagar. Okay, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर के श्रीनगर में डल लेक है, वहाँ पे निशांत बाग में ये चिनार ट्री के लिए QR कोड करके एक योजना चलाई जा रही है बाय गवर्नमेंट. एंड अंडर द डिजिटल ट्री आधार, ओके, अंडर द डिजिटल ट्री आधार कंजर्वेशन इनिशिएटिव चिनार ट्रीज which are a cultural symbol of Jammu and Kashmir and are facing threat due to urbanization are being provided with unique identification codes. Scanning the QR code will give a person of information about the tree geographical location, health and grow pattern. Okay, so Kashmir in the Jammu and Kashmir government has launched an ambitious, वहाँ पे जम्मू एंड कश्मीर गवर्नमेंट ने ये मतलब चिनार ट्री के लिए ये सारा वो लगा दिया कि उनकी हेल्थ के लिए और उनकी आई मीन जियोग्राफिकल उसके लिए उनका पता चल सकता है QR कोड से. ओके, सो जम्मू एंड कश्मीर गवर्नमेंट हैज़ लॉन्च्ड एन एम्बिशियस प्रोग्राम फॉर कंजर्वेशन of other majestic chinar tree which facing threat due to rapid urbanization. Okay, under the digital tree Aadhaar initiative will see creation. The Union Territory Administration intends to create comprehensive database of iconic trees by geotags using QR codes to record each tree's geographical location, health, growing pattern. Okay, so this initiative will also enable conservation scientists to track changes and address risk factors faced by chinars, a culture and ecological symbol of the Kashmir Valley. Okay, a culture and ecological symbol of the Kashmir Valley. The campaign through Jammu and Kashmir Forest Research Institute, through FRI of Jammu and Kashmir Forest Department, and involves the use of modern technology including Geographical Information System GIS to create a comprehensive database of conservation of the chinar tree. News agency PTI reported, adding that the initiative aims to safeguard chinar trees from threats such as urbanization and deforestation. Now, about 150 years of grow to full size, usually 30-meter height, okay, of chinar tree. A chinar tree are known for longevity and spreading crown. Okay, it takes around 30 to 50 years for a tree to attain the mature height and around 150 years to grow to its full size. Okay, takes around 30 to 50 years for a tree to attain the mature height. Okay, and then around 150 years to grow its full size. Okay, and the chinar tree population in Kashmir has declined over the year. Some estimates that Kashmir Valley had 42,000 chinar in the 1970th century. Okay, the present number ranges from 17,000 to 34,000. Okay, present number of ranges of chinar trees 17,000 to 34,000. And apart the changing climatic conditions such as rising temperature, irregular rainfall, and prolonged droughts, and environmentalists attribute the fall in chinar numbers of Kashmir over the years to man-made factors such as widening and of national highways, grow in urban areas, and illegal fellings. देखो मतलब क्लाइमेट चेंज का इतना बड़ा इशूज हो चुका है ना कि हर चीज़ उससे रिलेट कर रही है. आई मीन मैन मेड, बहुत ज़्यादा मैन मेड फैक्टर्स लाइक नेशनल हाईवेज बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रो कर रहे हैं, ग्रो इन अर्बन एरियाज एंड illegal felling. Okay, so in the FRI project, the QR based digital plate is affixed to each surveyed chinar tree using a specialized spring enabled metal, and each tree is given a unique ID like Aadhaar is specifying the year the tree is surveyed, the district it is located, and a serial number for easy identification. Okay, and our chinar is a part of our culture. We are doing a survey to know the total number of chinars, their status, their height, birth, okay, etc. And so we have taken this initiative of tree geotagging. Project coordinator FRI Said Tariq told news agency PTI. Okay, and Tariq said around 28,500 chinas trees have been identified, surveyed, and their data updated, and the process is going on. Okay, the long term plan is to create a chinar atlas of Kashmir that will give us an idea how many chinar trees are there in each district with their status. उन्होंने कहा था. Okay, while chinar trees date back around 2000 years in the valley, a separate research is going on to determine the age of chinar tree in Kashmir. While the oldest chinar tree in Kashmir can be known from that survey in terms of girth, and we have recorded the biggest chinar tree in Ganderbal district in central Kashmir, whose girth is 74 feet, and that is the world's third largest chinar tree in terms of girth. उन्होंने बताया कि whose girth is 74 feet, that is the world's third largest chinar trees in terms of girth. Okay, once the project is complete, a person can get required information about the tree, including its location, coordinates, physical characters, health status, height, girth, okay, tree shape, number of main branches, whether the tree is seed barrier or not, and whether the tree is diseased or not. Okay, official said, उन्होंने बोला था. Now, so far, the project has found that the highest number of chinar tree in the valley of are found in Srinagar, and followed by Gandarbal, Anantnag, and Baramulla. Okay, there are some districts where found चिनार ट्रीज, ओके, जहाँ पे ये चिनार ट्रीज पाए जाते हैं ये वाली वैलीज में. एंड in the top 20 series of chinar in the world's monumental trees, 11 are in the from Kashmir. Okay, देखो, in the top 20 series of chinar in the world monumental tree, 11 are in the Kashmir. Okay, in from Kashmir, 11 कश्मीर से हैं, लेकिन वर्ल्ड मोन्यूमेंटल ट्री में चिनार के 20 सीरीज आती हैं जिसमें कि 11 कश्मीर से है. ओके, सो आज के लिए यहीं तक रखते हैं. आई होप ये आपको समझ आ गई होगी सारी क्लासेस में जो भी आज हमने कवर किया है. और आपको पीडीएफ चाहिए तो आप टेलीग्राम ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. टेलीग्राम का लिंक हमारे डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में मिलेगा वीडियो के, वहाँ पे जाके आप टेलीग्राम ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, वहाँ से आपको पीडीएफ मिल जाएगी. ओके, सो चलिए फिर कल मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट क्लास में. तब तक के लिए बाय. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग.